Hello, welcome for today's class of Social Sciences. Social Sciences, methodology of pedagogy of social sciences. First of all, we should understand what is social science. Let's recall. Students, already you understand what is social sciences. Social means pertaining to society. Sciences means to inquire into the matters related to the society. So today we are going to learn a discipline related to social sciences. In schools, generally we have disciplines like history, geography, political science and economics. And today we are going to learn a topic related to political science, that is society and political process. Samajam mariyu రాజకీయ ప్రక్రియ గురించి ఈ రోజు మనం తెలుసుకుందాం. First of all, let's understand the meaning and concept of society. Already you know, in Indian culture we have the people of different variety living together. That is, the aggregate of people living together in a more or less ordered community is called a society. ఎక్కువ లేదా తక్కువ ఆదేశిత సమాజంలో కలిసి జీవిస్తున్న వ్యక్తుల సగటును సమాజం అని అంటాము. మన సమాజంలో బహువచనాలు ఉన్నాయి. బహువచనానికి మన సమాజానికి బహువచనాలు ఏమిటనగా బహుళ జాతి, బహుళ సాంస్కృతిక, బహుళ భాష, బహుళ మత. That means we have in our Indian society, plural to our Indian society is multi-ethnic, multicultural, multilingual and multi-religious. So let's understand next the meaning of political process. Various social movements to promote agendas and change is called political process. That means various agendas like development, security, money, education, science and technology, all these things are together called as agendas, and to change these things in political process, various social movements occur. అజెండాలు మరియు మార్పులను ప్రోత్సహించడానికి వివిధ సామాజిక ఉద్యమాలు ఏర్పడతాయి. కనుక మన సామాజిక ప్రక్రియలో ఈ ఉద్యమాలు చాలా అవసరం. Now let's understand the definition of political process. The process of the formulation and administration of public policy, usually by interacting between social groups and political institutions or between political leadership and public opinion. మనకి రాజకీయ ప్రక్రియ యొక్క నిర్వచనం గురించి అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి అంటే సాంఘిక సమూహాలు మరియు రాజకీయ సంస్థల మధ్య లేదా రాజకీయ నాయకత్వం మరియు ప్రజల అభిప్రాయం మధ్య పరస్పర చర్య ద్వారా సాధారణంగా ప్రజా విధానం యొక్క సూత్రీకరణ మరియు నిర్వహణ యొక్క ప్రక్రియను రాజకీయ ప్రక్రియ అంటారు. మనం ఈ రాజకీయ ప్రక్రియ గురించి అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి అంటే సమ్మిళితంగా రాజకీయ ప్రక్రియలో ఉన్న different inclusive political process గురించి మనం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. First of all, let's understand what is a inclusive political process. Enhancing the capacities of the key political institutions and groups is called the political process. So in this political process, all the different institutions work in different manner. So different agendas are raised upon, discussed and debated. So let's talk about the different inclusive political process in this class today. For example, civic engagement, parliamentary developments, constitutional amendments, electoral cycle. Now, why we should have this inclusive political process in our country? Let's understand the aims of inclusive political process today. First of all, supporting and strengthening the institution, we need this political process to improve citizen participation and also voice and accountability. Rebuild a stronger and more inclusive social contract, and also the citizen, let's understand the citizenship participation in detail. Why we need citizenship participation? In our country, after 18 years, every citizen has the right to vote. So this right to vote, using this right to vote means you are supporting the country by giving your bit. So even the government should be accountable to the people. How? Reform initiatives for better governance, they should be accountable to the people, and the aim should be only towards the goal of the public welfare. Now let's understand the different various political process like civic engagement, constitutional amendment, electoral cycle support, parliamentary development in India, women's equal political participation, rule of law, justice, security and human rights, youth empowerment, crisis response, gender inequality in India, development impact. So these are all the different various inclusive political process which are very essential for our country. So one by one, let's discuss today. First, civic engagement. Paura Odambadika ante enti. Let's understand civic engagement first of all. That is promoting the quality of life in a community through both political and non-political process. That means the people has to involve themselves in the political process. Otherwise, the good governance will not come up. సో రాజకీయ ప్రక్రియ మరియు రాజకీయేతర ప్రక్రియ ద్వారా ఒక సమాజంలో జీవిత నాణ్యతను ప్రోత్సహిస్తుంది. సో ద గవర్నమెంట్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్స్ సో మెనీ programs and policies. What is the role of our citizenship? That means what the people should do to promote this government's policies and programs. Policies and programs like girl child education, job creation, green India, digital India, Swachh Bharat. వీటన్నిటికీ మన సహాయ సహకారాలు లేకపోతే ఏ ప్రభుత్వం కూడా వాళ్ళ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ పాలసీని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయడంలో కష్టం అవుతుంది. So individual and collective actions are designed to address public issues through the institutions of civil society. పౌర సమాజ సంస్థల ద్వారా ప్రజా సమస్యలను పరిష్కరించడానికి ఉద్దేశించిన వ్యక్తిగత మరియు సామూహిక చర్యలు కాబట్టి ఈ ఇన్క్లూజివ్ పొలిటికల్ ప్రాసెస్ చాలా అవసరం. సో పౌరులు అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి ఎందుకు మన ఇన్వాల్వ్మెంట్ ఇందులో అవసరం, గవర్నెన్స్లో అవసరం. బికాజ్ the citizens are the main. Our country is a democratic country. In any democratic country, people's representatives are there to govern the country. So without the support of the people, the country cannot run properly. So all the citizens must understand the importance of citizenship participation in governance. పాలనలో పౌరుడు పాత్ర యొక్క ప్రాముఖ్యతను అందరూ బాగా అర్థం చేసుకొని మంచి ప్రభుత్వాన్ని మనం ప్రోత్సహించాలి. So next, when we understand the next inclusive political process, that is constitutional amendment, Rajyanga Savarana, inkoka inclusive process. Let's understand first of all about the constitution first. Constitution is the longest written document in the whole world. The constitution is the written document in which what the country people should abide and what government should do, everything is written in that. That is, we abide to the features of sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Sovereign means supreme. Supreme means no other external affairs can interfere into the internal matters of our country. Our country's decision will be the supreme. Socialist means when the distribution of wealth is concerned, there should not be any difference between rich and poor. Secular means no religion. Our country will not give any importance to any religion. All religions are equal. Religious freedom is given to all the people. And then comes the democratic. The government is by the people, of the people, and for the people. And last but not the least, the republic. That means elected head will be the representative of the country, the president, not the hierarchical rule. So these are all things incorporated in our constitution. When we see about the preamble, in the preamble itself, that is the introduction to our country's documents, rules and regulations, it is written, we the people take the pledge that we will abide by the equality, liberty, fraternity and also the justice. So in this constitution, in the book of the document, everything is written, that is fundamental rights, fundamental duties, directive principles, articles and amendments. Now these, coming to the amendments, constitutional amendments, let's understand the inclusive political process. One of the inclusive political process, that is constitutional amendment. Constitutional amendment is a modification of the constitution of a nation or state. That is, amendments are additions, variations or repeal of any part of the constitution by Parliament. By July 2018, 124 amendment bills had been presented in Parliament. Of these, 101 became amendment acts. That means so many bills will be passed. It's not mandatory that all the bills could be amended. That means changes could be made. For example, Right to Information Act, otherwise reservation to the SC/ST candidates, all these have been made changes. So 2018 జూలై నాటికి 124 సవరణ బిల్లులు పార్లమెంట్లో సమర్పించబడ్డాయి, కానీ వాటిలో 101 సవరణలు అయ్యాయి. An amendment bill must be passed by each house of parliament with a 2/3 majority of its total membership when at least 2/3 are present and vote. కనీసం 200 మంది ఉన్నప్పుడు సవరణ బిల్లు ప్రతి పార్లమెంట్ సభ్యుడి ఆమోదం పొందాలి. So let's understand in detail about this constitutional amendment. That means whatever amendments are made, they are made for the good of the people. Now let's come to the next inclusive process, that is electoral process. That is, we come to the electoral process in India. భారతదేశంలో ఎన్నికల ప్రక్రియ ఇది చాలా చాలా అవసరం. ఎన్నికలు ఎలా అవ్వాలి, ఎప్పుడు అవ్వాలి, ఎందుకు అవ్వాలి, ఎవరితోటి అవ్వాలి, అవన్నీ మనం బాగా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. పౌరుడు వాళ్ళ ఓటింగ్ హక్కుని వినియోగం చేసుకోవాలి. In this electoral process, there are 11 steps. They are election laws, and then electoral procedure, boundaries, and then voter registration, party and registration, and then whatever election commission will take up, everything should be done on time. All the steps should be followed properly. Voter registration will be done. Party and candidates registration will be done. Campaign media, and then campaign finance, voting process, and then vote count is very important, and the results will be declared, and election member boards will be formed to declare the results and all. These are the 11 steps. 11 సోపానాలు ఎన్నికల చక్రంలో ఉన్నాయి. These are the 11 steps in electoral cycle. Now let's understand the next step, that is inclusive political process, that is parliamentary development in India. Sustainable issues should be discussed in the parliament, which is very, very important. Whatever issues raises in the parliament, they are discussed, debated. So those issues like climate change, energy and environment, gender equity, HIV or AIDS, or anti-corruption, these are the issues they will discuss in the parliament so that the solution could be taken up. Development and implementation of parliamentary strategic plans. So whatever plans are there of the parliament, they will discuss and debate for the good of the people. Next comes the induction courses for newly elected parliamentarians. Parliamentarians, they don't know how to do. So induction courses should be done for them. Then promote effective budget oversight. Budget is very, very important for any country. So they have to promote effective budgets in the country. Then participation of marginalized groups. That is very, very important. Marginalized groups like women, youth, minorities. అట్టడుగు సమూహాల భాగస్వామ్యం, మహిళలు, యువకులు, మైనారిటీలు చాలా అవసరం. వీళ్ళందరూ ఈ పార్లమెంటులో ఏమేమి డిస్కస్ అవుతాయో వీళ్ళు వాళ్ళ అభిప్రాయాలను వ్యక్తపరిస్తే లోక్సభలో, రాజ్యసభలో డిస్కషన్స్ జరుగుతాయి. డిస్కషన్స్ జరిగినప్పుడు మనకి ప్రజలకి ఏమి మంచి జరుగుతుందో వాటిని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేయగలుగుతారు. లోక్సభ అండ్ రాజ్యసభ. లోక్సభ, they are directly answerable to the people. They will discuss and debate the issues related to the public. And then representative and effective parliamentarians can help advance inclusive and sustainable human development and so improve people's life. ప్రాతినిధ్య మరియు ప్రభావవంతమైన పార్లమెంటులు కలుపుకొని మరియు నిలకడైన మానవ అభివృద్ధికి ముందే సహాయం చేయగలవు. అందువలన ప్రజల జీవితాలను మెరుగుపరుస్తాయి. So to improve the lives of the people, these issues should come up in the parliament and they should discuss. Now next inclusive political process is women's equal political participation. You can understand the very importance of women in this role. Nearly half of the population of the country is consisting of women. So nowadays women are participating in media sectors like media, international laws, diplomacy, public sector, economy, and even also in politics. So in this, the government's role is they should enhance the women's participation throughout the electoral cycle. They should understand how important their vote is, because women think that their vote is not that important. They stick to their family life. ఎన్నికల చక్రంలో మహిళల భాగస్వామ్యానికి మెరుగుపరచడానికి ప్రభుత్వం చాలా ఏర్పాట్లు చేయాలి. Then facilitating the inclusion of women and women's organization and networks in constitution making process. రాజ్యాంగం తయారీలో మహిళల పార్టిసిపేషన్ చాలా అవసరం. కాబట్టి రాజ్యాంగం తయారీ ప్రక్రియలో మహిళలు మరియు మహిళల సంస్థలు మరియు నెట్వర్క్లు చేర్చడం చాలా అవసరం. Then supporting women's coalition to work more effectively within and with political parties and representative bodies. Nowadays, the women are coming forward in all aspects. So in this political process also, there is urgent need of women to participate in this political process. Then there are so many barriers for women to participate in the political process. That means we should remove those political barriers like whatever structural discrimination we do, lack of education, lack of job opportunity, lack of access to health and nutrition food, then discrimination faced due to negative attitude of health professionals, then low paid wages labor, unorganized labor, lack of access to land. So these all barriers should be removed so that women should come forward. అడ్డంకులను తొలగించాలి. మహిళలకి ఏమైనా అడ్డంకులు ఉన్నప్పుడు వాటిని తొలగిస్తే వాళ్ళు ముందుకి సాగుతారు. కాబట్టి రాజకీయ ప్రక్రియలో మహిళల పార్టిసిపేషన్ చాలా అవసరం. To ensure this political participation of women in political process, political empowerment of women is very, very important. Participation of women in elections increased over the years. You can see the graph here. In the year 1962, it was 48%. When it reached to 2009, proportion of women turnout for voting is 58.2%. That means little increase is there. We should ensure, the government should ensure that women must participate in this political process. Then promote the ability of women to participate fully at all levels of decision making, because people think that women are only for homemaking, but it's not true. They are taking promotion in everywhere. So it's the responsibility of whole country that they should promote the ability of women to participate fully at all levels of decision making. Next comes the other inclusive political process, that is rule of law. What do you mean by rule of law? First of all, rule of law means in front of the government or in front of everybody, all are equal. There should not be any difference of taking judgment of whether maybe a leader's son or a leader. The justice should be equal for even a big person or a popular person, anybody. Rule is rule. Rule is for all. There should not be any discrimination while giving any judgment. So rule of justice is very, very important. And then security of the people. Whose responsibility taking the security is the government's responsibility. That means government must ensure the security of each and every individual residing in the society. Next, human rights. Human rights should be ensured that people all enjoy their rights formally, and also they should encourage that the people also have all the rights together. And then improve access to justice and remedies and helping people enforce their rights. Then assisting government to establish capable justice system also. That is also very, very important. Increasing community security and reducing armed force. Nowadays what's happening, the violence is taking place everywhere. So increasing community security and reducing armed violence is very, very important. So next comes the addressing sexual and gender-based violence and increasing women's participation and leadership in justice and security institution, particularly in peace building and recovery context. Then coming to the next point, that is supporting the promotion and protection of human rights. Every human being is born free, so all should enjoy their life. Supporting transitional justice to promote redress for past violence and human rights violation and to enable societies to recover from the legacy of violence. గత హింస మరియు మానవ హక్కుల ఉల్లంఘనల నిర్మూలనను ప్రోత్సహించడానికి మరియు సమాజాలను హింస యొక్క వారసత్వం నుండి పునరుద్ధరించడానికి సహకార న్యాయం సహాయపడుతుంది. కాబట్టి మనం సమాజంలో ఆనందంగా బతకాలి అంటే అందరినీ హ్యూమన్ రైట్స్ పాటించాలి. Supporting transitional justice to promote a redress for past violence, because all are born free. As Abraham Lincoln has told that no man is born with chains. So the right to live without fear, the right to happiness, the right to choose, the right to expression, the right to dream is their right. So all should be given all these rights to live happy life. Next comes the next inclusive political process, that is youth empowerment, Yuvata Sadhikarata. Now first of all understand what is empowerment. Empowerment means responsibility and ownership, working independently towards common objectives, understanding why so that guidelines can be applied, weighing the impact of decisions on all affected stakeholders, making more trade-offs not less. An earned privilege, it is not a given right. So this empowerment, why youth empowerment is required, why youth need any empowerment? Youth is a key factor in development. Young people are the most receptive to new ideas. They have the least to lose and the most to gain, and therefore fear less and invest more in change. Then when they should use this empowerment, when these youth should use this empowerment in every aspect of the life, they should use this empowerment. So what empowerment should they use? What they should be empowered with? That means empowering the youth with practical skills, how to lead a life happily. That means role of youth in national building is very, very important. Youth is having diversity. Youth power is diversity. So future citizens of the country, the teachers, you are going to make them. As we see, Swami Vivekananda is the best inspirational personality of our country. He has written a book, Empowering the Youth. Why? Because combination of innovation and creativity and energy is power of youth. So they can create the world. This young generation can create the whole world. Next, you can see in each and every aspect, prati rangamlo mahilalu youth, yuvata participate chestunaru. Kabatti without the participation of these women, young people, that development of the country, growth of the country is not possible. In each and every profession they are taking part, but youth assemblies are also very, very important. Youth political participation, that is going little low, because Indian politics is dearth of young leadership. Young leadership we can't see nowadays in politics, but they should be encouraged. భారతదేశంలో యువ రాజకీయవేత్తల కొరత ఉంది కాబట్టి వాళ్ళని ప్రోత్సహించి ఈ రంగంలో కూడా వాళ్ళని ప్రోత్సహించి పైకి తీసుకొని రావాలి. Next comes the another inclusive, very, very important inclusive political process, that is crisis response. Now what is crisis? First of all, crisis, sanక్షోభం. సంక్షోభం అంటే ఏమిటి? It is a time of intense difficulty or danger. ఇది తీవ్రమైన ఇబ్బందులు లేదా ప్రమాదాల సమయం. Now crisis response, సంక్షోభ ప్రతిస్పందన అంటే ఏంటి? It is the process by which one deals with a disruptive and unexpected event that threatens to harm. హాని కలిగించే బెదిరింపు మరియు ఊహించని ఒక సంఘటనతో ఇది వ్యవహరిస్తుంది. So help affected communities return to sustainable development as soon as possible while building resilience to future shocks. భవిష్యత్ అవరోధాలకు పునరావిష్కరణను రూపొందించినప్పుడు ప్రభావితమైన కమ్యూనిటీలు వీలైనంత త్వరగా స్థిరమైన అభివృద్ధికి తిరిగి రావడానికి సహాయపడతాయి. Now what are the ongoing crisis? కొనసాగుతున్న సంక్షోభాలు ఏమిటి మన దేశంలో? 54%, 54% of India faces high to extremely high water stress, నీటి కొరత. ఇది చాలా కొనసాగుతున్న పెద్ద సంక్షోభం మన దేశంలో. Drought, and then also టెర్రరిజం కూడా ఒక పెద్ద క్రైసిస్, సంక్షోభం. హౌ టు మేనేజ్ ఫ్రమ్ దీస్ క్రైసిస్? సంక్షోభ నిర్వహణ ఎలాగ చేయాలి? Crisis management is the application of strategies designed to help an organization deal with a sudden and significant negative event. సంక్షోభ నిర్వహణ ఒక సంస్థ యొక్క ఆకస్మిక మరియు గణనీయమైన ప్రతికూల సంఘటనతో సహాయపడటానికి రూపొందించిన వ్యూహాల వినియోగం. So a crisis can occur as a result of an unpredictable event or as an unforeseeable consequence of some event that had been considered a political risk. ఒక సంక్షోభం ఊహించలేని సంఘటన ఫలితంగా లేదా కొన్ని సంఘటన యొక్క ఊహించలేని పరిణామంగా భావించవచ్చు. ఇది సంభావ్య ప్రమాదం కాబట్టి ఈ ప్రమాదం వచ్చే ముందే మనం చాలా స్టెప్స్ తీసుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. స్పీడ్ రికవరీ కావాలి, ఎఫెక్టివ్నెస్ ఉండాలి, ప్రిడిక్టబిలిటీ. ఏదైనా ప్రమాదం వచ్చే ముందు మనం ముందే జాగ్రత్త పడే చర్యలు తీసుకోవాలి. The Disaster Management Act 2005 lays down institutional and coordination mechanism for effective disaster management at the national, state, district and local levels. విపత్తు నిర్వహణ చట్టం 2005 జాతీయ, రాష్ట్ర, జిల్లా మరియు స్థానిక స్థాయిలో సమర్థవంతమైన విపత్తు నిర్వహణ కోసం సంస్థాగత మరియు సమన్వయ యంత్రాంగాన్ని సూచిస్తుంది. The National Disaster Management Plan provides a framework and direction to the government agencies for all phases of disaster management cycle. So, the 4 priorities for action under the framework are ముసాయిదా క్రింద చర్య కోసం 4 ముఖ్యాంశాలు ఉన్నాయి. అవి ఏంటంటే నెంబర్ 1 అండర్స్టాండింగ్ డిజాస్టర్ రిస్క్, ప్రమాదాన్ని అర్థం చేసుకోవడం. మనం ఏ ప్రమాదం వస్తుందో దాని ముందు అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. నెంబర్ 2 స్ట్రెంథనింగ్ డిజాస్టర్ రిస్క్ గవర్నెన్స్ టు మేనేజ్ డిజాస్టర్ రిస్క్, విపత్తు ప్రమాదాన్ని నిర్వహించడానికి విపత్తు నష్టపరిహారాలను బలోపేతం చేయాలి. నెంబర్ 3 ఇన్వెస్టింగ్ ఇన్ డిజాస్టర్ రిస్క్ రిడక్షన్ ఫర్ రెసిలియన్స్, తిరిగి నిశ్శబ్దాన్ని ఇవ్వడానికి విపత్తు ప్రమాద తగ్గింపు పెట్టుబడి. Then number 4, the last one is enhancing disaster preparedness for effective response and to build back better in recovery, rehabilitation and reconstruction. సమర్థవంతమైన ప్రతిస్పందన కోసం విపత్తు సంసిద్ధతను మెరుగుపరచడం మరియు రికవరీ, పునరావాసం మరియు పునర్నిర్మాణంలో బిల్డ్ బ్యాక్ బెటర్ కు మనం ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇవ్వాలి. Now what are the different best practices to ఓవర్కమ్ దీస్ క్రైసిస్? బెస్ట్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్, ఉత్తమ ఆచరణలు ఏంటి? ఈ ప్రమాదాల నుంచి తప్పించుకోవడం గురించి ఉత్తమ ఆచరణలు ఏమిటి అంటే ప్లానింగ్ ఇన్ డీటెయిల్, వివరణాత్మక ప్రణాళిక, ఎస్టాబ్లిషింగ్ మానిటరింగ్ సిస్టమ్స్ అండ్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ టు డిటెక్ట్ ఎర్లీ వార్నింగ్ సిగ్నల్స్, ముందస్తు హెచ్చరిక సంకేతాలను గుర్తించడానికి పర్యవేక్షణ వ్యవస్థలు మరియు పద్ధతులను ఏర్పాటు చేయడం. First you need to detail, even single detail should be taken up before we have any crisis. Establishing monitoring, that means we can monitor beforehand only if any disaster occurs. Then comes establishing and training. Beforehand only, nowadays in schools it happens that fire drill or mock drills are done. That is very, very important to enlighten the people of regarding the disaster management. And even it happens that when earthquakes occurs, how to train ourselves to save people. So establishing and training, sthapana mariyu sikshana. Then involving as many stakeholders as possible in all planning and action stages. అన్ని ప్రణాళిక మరియు చర్య దశల్లో సాధ్యవంతమైన ఎక్కువ మంది వాటాదారులను పాల్గొనేటట్టు చేయడం. Then what is the vision of this disaster management? Make India disaster resilient, achieve substantial disaster risk reduction and significantly decrease the losses of life, livelihoods and assets, economic, physical, social, cultural and environmental by maximizing the ability to cope with the disasters at all levels of administration as well as among communities. మన విజన్ ఏంటి? ఈ ప్రమాదాల నుంచి తప్పించుకోవడం గురించి మన భారతదేశం యొక్క విజన్ ఏంటి? ఆర్థిక, శారీరక, సాంఘిక, సాంస్కృతిక మరియు పర్యావరణ పరిపాలన అన్ని స్థాయిల్లో విపత్తులను ఎదుర్కొనే సామర్థ్యం పెంచడం ద్వారా భారతదేశం విపత్తు నిర్వహణ, గణనీయమైన విపత్తు ప్రమాదం తగ్గింపు మరియు గణనీయంగా జీవనోపాధి కలిగించేటట్టు మరియు ఆస్తుల నష్టాలు సమాజంలో అవుతున్నవి కాబట్టి వాటిని తగ్గించడం ఇవి చాలా అవసరం. Then next comes the gender inequality in India. భారతదేశంలో లింగ అసమానత. First of all, what is the meaning of gender inequality? Gender inequality is the idea and situation that women and men are not equal. లింగ అసమానత మహిళల మరియు పురుషులు సమానం కాదు అని చెప్పే పరిస్థితినే జెండర్ ఇన్ఈక్వాలిటీ అంటారు. And then comes gender inequality refers to unequal treatment or perceptions of individuals wholly, partly due to their gender. So, లింగ అసమానత పూర్తిగా లేదా పాక్షికంగా వ్యక్తుల అసమాన ప్రవర్తన లేదా అవగాహనను సూచిస్తుంది. It arises from differences in gender roles. How it arises? Because men and women, they are equal, but people don't think so. ఇది వ్యక్తుల లింగ వ్యత్యాసాల నుండి పుడుతుంది. Then comes, let's see one video here. Gender inequalities in India. In India, a child is sexually abused.
According to the latest government figures, a total of 106,958 cases of child abuse were reported in India just in the year 2016. But due to general reluctance to talk about the topic, so the real number of cases could be much higher. Women are traditionally considered by the society as weaker sex. She has been accorded a subordinate position to men. She is exploited, degraded, violated, and discriminated both in our homes and outside world. Even in schools and different sections of society, girl-child haven't been given any preference in sports like cricket, football, and hockey, just because they are considered to be a game only boys can play. If provided the right education and positive atmosphere, women have been showing some fabulous traits in India as well as world. Successful women in world.
Gender inequality, how to come over this gender inequality? There are different factors, key factors for gender equality. What are they? Economic resources, economic participation, political participation, and access to health. Because people don't complain about whatever harassment they are getting. Sexual harassment, sexual violence, recognize it, report it, and raise your voice should be there. And then last but not the least, development impact. It's another inclusive political process, Abhivruddhi Prabhavam. So the government assists partners to achieve sustainable people-centered development through an integrated approach that links policy. ప్రభుత్వం ప్రజల సమస్యలతో పాలసీలకు అనుగుణంగా కేంద్రీకృత అభివృద్ధి సాధించడానికి సహకరిస్తుంది. సో విత్ ప్లానింగ్ అండ్ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్, ప్రణాళిక మరియు కార్యక్రమాలతో, for promoting results-based management, ఫలితాలు ఆధారిత నిర్వహణను ప్రోత్సహించడానికి, monitoring and evaluating impact, పర్యవేక్షణ మరియు అంచనా ప్రభావం, instating quality safeguards, నాణ్యత భద్రతలను ఏర్పాటు చేయడం. For example, we have different programs for the development of the country which we can see through, that is rural development, how far rural development is occurring, and then agricultural sector, health sector, education sector, and income tax. We can understand the developmental impact through all these sectors. Then equally learning from failures and success, వైఫల్యాలు మరియు విజయం నుండి సమానంగా నేర్చుకోవడం, women empowerment, career choice, no discrimination, education, and redirecting, global India, youth empowerment, clean India. These are all the things through which we can understand whether our country is going towards development and growth or not. Then lastly, let's understand this deep meaning of this political process once again. Whatever we have learned till now, let's recall them up. That means we understood what is society and political process, and then we understood what is the meaning of society, what is the meaning of political process, and then we understood the inclusive political process, different inclusive political process, how important these inclusive political processes are for the country. We understood different various political processes like civic engagement, electoral cycle, parliamentary developments, growth and development of the country, constitutional amendments, gender inequality, and also we have understood how development impact has taken place, and also youth empowerment, that is very, very important, and also empowering the women, also very, very important. Political institutions are concerned with the description of power in the society. రాజకీయ సంస్థలు సమాజంలో అధికార పంపిణీకి సంబంధించినబడి ఉన్నవి. కాబట్టి political institutions are social arrangements for making and enforcing laws, protecting the public health and welfare, distributing public funds and tax burdens, conducting foreign affairs, and deciding the issue of war and peace. రాజకీయ సంస్థలు ప్రజా చట్టాలు మరియు సంక్షేమాలను రక్షించడం, ప్రజా విధులు మరియు విదేశీ వ్యవహారాలను నిర్వహించడం, యుద్ధం మరియు శాంతి సమస్యలు నిర్ణయించడం కోసం సామాజిక ఏర్పాట్లు. So students, I would like to express things related to your social sciences methodologies. Students, these children are future citizens of our country. We need to understand the depth of what's happening in the country with the students. Teachers only can enlighten the students, so illuminate the meaning of sacrifice to them. What is the meaning of sacrifice? By teaching these different disciplines like history, geography, political science, economics, you can make them understand the responsibility which they can take in the future life. It's the teachers only can change the future of the country. So these future citizens, these children are the future citizens. The teachers need to understand that if you want to become a best teacher or role model, to become a role model to the students, you need to inculcate so many things to the students. Like you have to make them understand the value system of our culture, value system of our politics. You need to understand and inculcate all the values to the students. Because these students are going to become the future citizens, you need to understand how important your role is, and also to make the students to come to the real life situation, to understand how better they can lead. You can make them understand. But before that, you need to understand that you should be a subject expert. If you are not a subject expert, your teaching will not be meaningful and the students will not concentrate on your topic. When we talk about society and political process, you need to understand all the topics, all the keywords. When you explain about the political process, first you need to understand about the political process, and then you need to go prepare things and explain to the students. It's urgent need. We have so many teachers coming up these days, but the main thing they need is content expertise. Content expertise is missing nowadays. So to bring these students to the society, you need to make them responsible citizens here only. When they face the real life situations in future, it's your responsibility that inculcate all the values, like illuminate the meaning of sacrifice, let them visit the historical places. Otherwise, you can take them to the assembly, make them live, give them live examples of the things, and how to hold the flag high. Tell the importance of fundamental duties, fundamental rights, and extend the hands for help. That is also very, very important. They should understand now only the importance of these political processes and society. When they go into the society, they will understand how well they will stand in the society. And even so many programs are implemented by government of our country. So you should give the awareness programs to the students so that they will participate in different activities also. For example, when we talk about activities in society and political process, electoral procedure we can take. When you are taking up this chapter, you can make them have one mock parliament. Then they will understand what is debating, what happens in the parliament, how important these issues, whatever happening in our country, very, very important for them, so that they can understand the issues, and when they go out in the future, they will be able to survive with confidence. So importance of vote. They can understand the importance of voting, because in our country, people don't give their vote either. They don't understand the value of vote. So it's you in the miniature size of a classroom is a miniature society we call. So in that, you can inculcate the value of how important voting right is, and also you can make them understand how important our constitution, whatever written in the constitution like fundamental rights, fundamental duties, and also directive principles and constitutional amendments and different articles. First of all, you need to become a subject expert, then only you can be able to give knowledge to the students. Inculcate the value of patriotism to the students. That is also very important. In this society and political process, we have understood already related to civic engagement. Then it's not the responsibility of only the elder ones that they will take participation in this political process. No, even children should be inculcated about different political system and processes to make our country happy and healthier. So for that, the students need to understand the value of this study. So student teachers, my advice to you all today is, let's understand how important your role is in this teaching profession. As teacher students, you might have taught to so many students, but in the internships, but did you feel what the students feel about you if you don't prepare and go into the class? So please prepare first and then go into the class. That is very, very important. And now coming to our topic, when we talked about youth empowerment, how this youth empowerment will come? Only because of you that will come. If you instigate that light among the students, then only they will understand. When they become the youth, they will utilize everything and they will understand how important their role is in governance. Good governance, bad governance, they will understand the difference between, and they will proceed in future, and they will become even politicians also. Please encourage and give inspiration to them with lots of positivity. So they can take the example of different political leaders like APJ Abdul Kalam, also a very, very important prominent personality. You can give different personalities examples, and you can teach them the best practices they can do in this discipline, that is political sciences. So we have learned about this society and political process. Society basically is very, very important, where all the communities live together. Our country is the best example of diversity. So today we have learnt about society and political process in social sciences subject. Until then, see you in the next class.